Today we're gonna start from data management using STATA. So today we're going to see how to create a variable, transforming variable, and labeling variables. So first we need to open our STATA, then we will go ahead. This is our STATA. So after we open our STATA, every time we have to open our log rank. We start from here and begin our log rank, and we can give a file name. So let's say this is a STATA part 3 training, and I will save. Okay, let me save desktop. Okay, here it is. And now the other thing is we have to open our do file. If you have another do file, we can also use the previous do file. So this is what our STATA looks like, and I just want to have a data, and to open the data we will come over here, open, and let me open the data from my computer. STATA training. This is the data I am going to show you what we are going to learn today. So how we just rename the variable, how we create a variable, how we give it value set, and also how just we replace and record our value set for our variable. So this is what our data looks like. So let's go ahead, and I will come here and we will start with PowerPoint. Okay, data management command, very important command. We have this command, rename is to rename the variable. We use a rename command. The other one is label variable, give variable description. If we just give a detailed description to our variable, we just use label variable command, and also we can use lab and var, lab and var. These two command is used simultaneously. The other one is label define, generate value label set. So if we want to generate a value label set for our variables, if we give a numeric representation of our value by using label define and a label value, we can create a new variable value set. The other one is label value. Label value is to apply value labels to variable. These two command is used simultaneously. Then we can also create a new variable from our old variable. If we have old variable, we can also generate a new variable by using a command generate or gen. We can replace values of variables. If we have a variable and we want to recode it or replace it, we can replace a value. For example, this is what we call it, like data categorization under epidata. If you use epidata or epinfo, there is a place we categorize our data. Then record, we can also record the variable value. The variable values can be recorded, and encode is converting the variable from string to numeric. Okay, let's start from labeling data. The first one is naming variables. How just we rename the variable? Already we have a data, so from that data, if we want to change the name of the variables, we can use naming variables by under the command rename. It helps to use short lowercase names and single words or abbreviations. We can either use lowercase with a very single word, or sometimes we can use underscore. If we want to use two different words, we can use in between underscore. Also, we can also use abbreviations. And rename is changing the name of the variable. If, for example, we have a variable name called gender, but we're not satisfied with this name and we just want to replace the name sex, then we can rename, and we write rename, then we write um, current or the old variable names, then we write the new name like gender and sex. Let's go ahead. Okay, let's open our data. We have a data from here. As you have seen, this is our data, and I want to show you what we're going to do. So let's say gender. Okay, let's say we want to change gender to sex. So we say rename, rename, then we click over our variable, then after a space we can say sex, and now it is changed to sex. Have you seen it? From here our gender variable name is changed to sex. This is how we change the name of the variable, and we can also convert to the previous one, rename sex to gender. Okay, good. Now it is okay. This is how we rename the variable. The other one is so here mm, you can rename the old name and replace with a new name. The other one is labeling variables. Labeling variables or label variable. Labeling is describing or giving a detailed description of the variable. For example, it is about giving further information about that variables. The command is label, then there is a var, label var, or lab var, and we click on our variables just that we want to give a detailed description about that. So we click on the var and we give the description under the quotation mark, where var1 is here. Var1 is our variable. It is the variable we want to give a description about. For example, label a variable called sys. We have a variable name called sys, and sys is, it is, if you see sys, it is like, undefined. We don't know what it is, but we have to give it a description about it because we cannot write socioeconomic status of the study participants name under like a variable name. It is too long, and also there is space, and this is very difficult to have as a variable name. So we have to describe by using labeling variables. So here we write lab var, then says, then under the quotation we give a description of the variables. Let's go ahead. Okay, here we have a variable name called says. This is socioeconomic status, and we want to give a description for our respondent or for our audience, like to understand what we write down here. So what we have to do is, as it is given here, lab var, this is a command, or we can use label var, the full name, label var or lab var, then I will click here, or I can write down. After that there is a space, then we have a double quotation, then after that I will write down here what I want to write. So I can say it is socio-economic status of the respondents. Now we just labeled it, so we enter it here. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? This was blank first, but now we write the name. For example, let's rename lab var, then this one, and there is a quotation. Sorry, here I can say school type. Then yeah, I've done it. Then here also gender. I can go ahead for gender. Lab var, then gender. It is gender of the respondents. Okay. Then what is ID? We can also label var ID. Then this is identification of the participant. Participants. Okay. Race. We can label like this. This is how we label the variable. It is giving the full name of the variable. Okay. The other one is labeling values. How we give a value for our variable. For example, we have a variable called gender, and under gender we have two categories as usual, like male and female. So we cannot write male and a female as a value, but we can use a numeric because our software cannot understand other type of values. So we need to, labeling the value to the numeric, or like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we have to do now is we have two command. The first one is label define. First, we define what it mean. Like, for example, we want to categorize gender to category like male and a female. Then we have to give a numeric representation for male and female. So let we say we have a gender, and under gender there is a male and a female. So like we use a value 0 for male, or 1 for male, and a 2 for female. If our respondent is female, we can write by 0, or we can just give a value 0 or 1 or 2. So this is what labeling it is. So the first one is label define. The command is label define or lab div, then lab div. After that we click on our variables and we categorized it accordingly. Name of the first category, then 2 is name of the second category, 1 is name of the first category, 2 is the name of the second category. That means we have a gender, so lab def gender, 1 for male, 2 for female. So we write 1, and under quotation, double quotation, we say male. We write 2 under double quotation, between double quotation, we say female. This is the second category. Then after that we say label value. Label value is to apply value labels to the variable. We have to apply it. Now we give the category and also we define it, but what left is to apply it. So we say lab val var. Lab val var. We can change the last var name, but we can use the same name. So let's go. First, label define. Let's come here and lab div lab diff. Then I will click here gender. Then one quotation male and space two quotation female. Let's check it. You know. Then after that, lab diff gender one male two female. It is done. So the other one is the second command is label value. So lab val gender. Okay. Now we can see edit gender. Now we can see. Have you seen it? Gender. One is male, two is female. This is a respondent number. Male, female, male, female. So we can change it. We can change it. Okay. Lab diff, or we can click here. Lab diff here. Male equals to 1 and female then 2. Now let's check it. Lab val here it is. Yeah, it is changed. Have you seen it? It is changed. For example, let's say um school type. Let's change school type. Edit. Let's check what it is. School type is 21111. Label define. Label diff. School type. Then 1 1. For example, public and private. Public to private. Okay, then lab val. Okay, good. So edit school type. Here it is. Private, public, private. We can change this name if we want. We can also change the name. For example, public into name. One. Private 2. School type public into 1 and private into 2. Then lab var Okay, it is changing now. So this is the way we change the value for our um, variables. And the last one is generating variables. Generating variables. The variables can be generated from one or two different variables. We can sum, we can, use differences, products, means of variables, square of variables, logarithm, and also you can generate them by using the command called gen or g is used as a command. So gen new variable, then we give expression like what from what variable we will have the new variable. So for example, we can generate a sum of three variables like gen total equals to math plus science plus um, social science, or gene log math in, like that. So this is how we are going to generate a new variable, and we can generate in such a ways. This is a very great to generate the variables. Okay, okay, let's check it. Gen, then generate a variable gen total equals to um for example maths plus science plus social science. Five missing values generated. Okay, we've generated it. Last one is replacing values. How we replace the value? Replacing value is using an existing data or an existing variables to have another variables, or to create another variable from the existing variable by using replacing values. This work for continuous data, especially for continuous data. If we want to have a category of the data, like if it is a continuous, so it is often used with if to replace value for a subset of observations, and frequently used with a generic command, like we can also use replace var equals to 1 if var equals to b, where var is the variable to be modified, a is the replacement, the new replacement, b is the content of the variable that is going to be replaced. For example, replace 6 equals to 0 if 6 equals to 1. That means, for example, we may give a value set for our gender, like male is 1, female is 2, and we just change it what we say male 1 to 0 and female to 1, and we can say 6 equals to 0 if 6 equals to 1. We can replace it. Okay, let's check it. Like Jane, for example, um, Jen new variable from sex underscore g equals to, where is the gender? Okay, this variable is generated. Edit sex g. Here it is. We have a data 1 2, and this is the new variable. We created a new name for our variable, and okay, let's go for the next one. Replace. So we have a okay. Now it is made. Replace gender equals to 0 if gender equals to 1. Now we don't have a number 1 as a value name. For example, edit gender. If you seen it, 1 is replaced by 0 and 2 is as it is. So this is what our data looks like when we replace the data. For example, we can also even replace it with the previous one. Replace gender equals to 1 if gender equals to 0. It is now replaced, so we can check. Have you seen 0 is replaced by 1? This is how we do a replacement. So the next one is how we replace if we have a continuous variables. For example, let we say math. Let we check a math variable called math. Okay, edit math. This is our variable 41, 53, 54, you know. So how we just if we want to categorize this variable and want to give um a new value set by numeric, like 1 2 3. 1 is if it is below 41, 2 is if it is 41 to 60, 3 is if it is greater than 60. So what we have to do first, we have to generate the new variable. We have a three step. The first one is generate new name for from the old variable. So we say generate or gen math g3 equals to math. This is a name. Like we say it is a name we want to generate from the gen. Then we want to have math g equals to this math. I just want to have a new variable. Now I have a variable here. I have a variable. So what is next? Next, after I just have a new variable, then I can record it. I can record it. You can see if there is a difference between two variables, like this one and this one. I can check it. Have you seen? It is the same. It is the same. So now I want to record this one. The reason why I have a new name, or the reason why I just replace differently or record differently from math to math underscore g is to keep my original data. I just keep my original data and I want to categorize the second data. So now let's see how we categorized it. So we use replace, then we click on the new variables and we give a value set like equals to 1. Then we use if condition, like if math less than 43.2. Like, so let's go on. Let's go and check it. Let's go and check it. I will say replace. I will click here. Then I will say equals to, as it is from here, replace. Then I give a value set like 1. Then I say if if math g3 if math g3, then let we categorize our data to three parts: Math less than 43.2, it is not including 43.2. Math from 43.2 to 62, it includes 62. Then math from 62 onward, it is not including 62. So what I have to say is math G3 equals to 1 if math less than 43.2. And I have the second one, replace math equals to 2 if math greater than or equal to 43.2 and math less than or equal to 63. So let's go on. If math equals to 40, I mean, okay, 43, okay, less than, it's not actually equals, but less than 43.2, then click, it is changed. Now the other one is replace, okay, this one equals to 2 if, again, itself is less than, I mean, greater than or equals to 43.2 and as it is, and so I use this, and again click over here, is less than or equal to 62. Now 62 is included here, so I will click. Then the third one is replace, then I will click, equals to 3 if gmat is greater than 62. Good. Now we can see how our variable looks like. So let's check it. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Let's compare it with the previous one. Okay, browse. Let's compare both variables. This one is by number, this one is by categorization. One mean it is less than 42.3. So 41 is less than 42.3. This is how we categorized 1, 2, 2, 3 category. Okay. So guys, we can replace the or categorize. This is another data. You can also use this one. And the other one is recording. Recording. Record means if we want to change or record the value for a certain variable by using a command, we can use record, then old equals to new, then we open another bracket, old, new, and close. For example, we have a gender. One is male, two is female. But we want to change or record like 120 and 221. So we say record and gender. So this is what it looks like. For example, let's check it. Let's check it. This is what the gender looks like. 1, 2, 1, 2. So I want to record one. I just want to give 0 for 1 and 1 for 2. I want to change this number to 1, and I want to change 1 to 0, or I just want to give 1 as it is, but 2 I just convert it to 0. I just convert it to 0. So what I have to do is I will come here and I say record, then I will click gender, then I will open bracket, and 1 as it is 1, but I want to change 2 equals to 0. Yeah, let's check it. Now it is changed. We can see our data. Have you seen it? 1 is as it is, but 0 is converted from 2. 1 0 1 0. This is how we record the value set. And guys, today we've just seen part 3. The other one is the other very important command is like this command keep means keep variables but drop others. Keep if is keep observations, drop others. Like drop is drop variables but keep others. Drop if is drop observations but keep others. Sort is if we want to order our observation by one or more variables ascending by others. For example, we can say drop yx. That means for example, let's check it. Okay, drop gender and id. So here there is no gender in id. Have you seen it? Or keep res has, but I don't want to have another variable. Then I'll click. Now I only have these variables, but the other variable is omitted. I just keep them. This is how we. Okay, I can say okay, sort read write. Okay, now read write. Have you seen it? I changed the name read write, the order of read write. This is how we do our analysis by using STATA. The other one is save your data before making big change. Okay, we can say save, then this file name. It is so long to have this file name, but we can save by using here we can save our data or replacing the existing one. So the last one is to open do file, and if we want to have this data for another time, we have to record or store it. So let's check our data, and we need to delete those errors. Then we will keep this command for another time. Okay. Okay. Yes, good. Now what I have to do is okay, do edit. I write do edit, and I have this blank. So I will click here and select all. Then I will copy Ctrl+C. Then I will come here and I can give a name like this is STATA training day 2 do file. Then I will paste here. I will paste. This is my command. I can use this command if I want to use this data for another time. Now I have to save it. So I will give a name like STATA training day 2 new file. Let's okay, okay, let's save over here. I have finished. Now what is left is to close my log rank. I will click here and I will say close the log rank. It is closed. Now I have the full recorded data under my log rank. For example, we can open our log rank. For example, we have saved over here. View, I will say view. This is the data and all the file we have used today. Okay. Last thing is we have to clear our stata, then we exit our stata. And thank you guys for having me. The other time we will start with statistical tests using stata, analysis of continuous and normality or normal distributed outcomes. So we will have mean, t-test, correlate, regression, and predict in our coming episode. So thank you for having me today.